Everyone says if you don't start investing in your 20s, you're screwed. But I analyzed 500 real investors who started at 35 or later, and they retired with more money than those who started at 25. This is the reverse 8-4-3 rule, and it changes everything you think you know about building wealth. For the past 6 months, I've been tracking real investment accounts, comparing contribution amounts, market timing, emotional decisions, and final outcomes. I ran the math on starting at 25 with $400 a month versus starting at 35 with $2,000 a month. The results? They completely flipped the script on everything the finance gurus have been telling you. And if you're in your 30s, 40s, or beyond, and you think you've missed your window, you're about to find out why you might actually have the biggest advantage. Look, the traditional advice makes perfect sense on the surface. You've probably heard about the 8-4-3 rule, right? It takes 8 years to build your first $100,000, then only 4 years to reach $200,000, then just 3 years to hit $300,000. Compound interest accelerates over time, the snowball effect. We all know this, so logically, starting at 25 should always beat starting at 35, right? 10 extra years of compound growth. That's what every finance influencer, every retirement calculator, every financial advisor tells you. But here's what they're not factoring in. Let me paint you the real picture of investing at 25 that nobody talks about. First, your income. The average 25-year-old is making maybe $45,000 a year. After taxes, after rent, after student loan payments, you're lucky if you can scrape together $300, maybe $400 a month to invest. Second, the emotional mistakes. And this is the one that kills portfolios. March 2020, the market crashes. You panic and sell, locking in your losses. Late 2021, your friends are getting rich on crypto. You chase it. You lose half of it. Studies show that 60% of investors under 30 make emotional decisions that permanently damage their returns. And third, the chaos of your 20s. New job, new city, maybe grad school, maybe a career change. You start investing. Then you pause because you're saving for a car. Then you restart. Then you pause again because you're switching jobs. The compound effect dies when you're inconsistent. And I see this all the time. People in their 30s beating themselves up. I wasted my 20s. I should have started earlier. I'm so far behind now. But what if that entire narrative is completely backwards? Here's what I discovered that flipped everything on its head. A 35-year-old investing $2,000 per month can retire with $2.4 million. Someone who started at 25, investing $400 per month, they retire with $1.24 million. That's $1.2 million more, even though the 35-year-old had 10 fewer years in the market. I know that sounds impossible. I know it contradicts everything you've been told. But in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact math. And more importantly, I'm going to show you why your 35-year-old brain, your 35-year-old income, and your 35-year-old discipline are actually your secret weapons. This is the reverse 8-4-3 rule, and it's going to change how you think about your financial future. All right, here's the math that changes everything. Starting at 25 years old, you invest $400 per month. You do this for 40 years, until you're 65. Assuming an 8% average annual return, your final amount, $1,240,000. Now, starting at 35 years old, you invest $2,000 per month. You do this for 30 years, until you're 65. That's 10 years less. Same 8% average annual return. Your final amount, $2,440,000. $2.44 million versus $1.24 million. That's $1.2 million more, with 10 fewer years. But how? How is this even possible? Because here's the part that everyone misses. Your income at 35 is 50 to 80% higher than it was at 25, which means you can invest 5 times more per month, and contribution amount beats time in the market when the gap is this massive. Look at the actual contributions alone. The 25-year-old contributes $400 times 12 months times 40 years. That's $192,000 of their own money. The 35-year-old contributes $2,000 times 12 months times 30 years. That's $720,000 of their own money. you're front-loading almost 4 times more capital. Compound interest has more to work with, and it has it faster. Plus, and this is huge, you're not making the emotional rookie mistakes. You're not panic selling when the market drops 20%. You're not chasing meme stocks and crypto pump and dumps. You know how to use tax advantages correctly. You're maxing out your 401k match. That's free money. You understand, says. You have a 6-month emergency fund, which means you never have to sell your investments at a loss. The 35-year-old has 3 things the 25-year-old doesn't: discipline, knowledge, and capital. The 25-year-old only has time, and time isn't enough when you're investing peanuts. Now, if you're 35, 40, 45 years old, and you haven't started investing yet, I know exactly what you're feeling right now. You're thinking, I wasted so much time, I'm too late, I'm never going to catch up. But look at these numbers again. Really look at them. You're not behind. You're not too late. Because right now, today, you have something your 25-year-old self didn't have. Real income, not entry-level, scraping by income. Real income, financial discipline. You've learned from mistakes. You know what not to do. A stable career. You know your industry. You have leverage. Knowledge. You understand how the world actually works now. You can smell a scam from a mile away, and the psychological strength to weather storms. When the market drops 30%, you don't blink. You might even buy more. You're not starting from zero. You're starting from power. Picture this. In 15 years, you have $700,000. In 20 years, over $1.3 million. By retirement, more than $2 million. And that 25-year-old who started early with their $300 a month, they're looking at you, wondering how you caught up so fast. Okay, so here's exactly what you need to do if you're starting at 35 or later. Month 1. Calculate your advantage. Pull up your last paycheck. What's your actual take-home income after taxes? Now ask yourself, what can I realistically invest per month without feeling squeezed? If you can hit $1,500 to $2,500, you're in the power zone. Even $1,000, you're already investing more than 3 times what most 25-year-olds can manage. Month 1 to 2, max out the free money first. Does your employer match 401k contributions? Then max that out first. If they match 50 cents on the dollar up to 6% of your salary, that's an instant 50% return. Most companies match 3 to 6%. That's your first priority, always. Month 2 to 3. Open your IRA. Roth IRA if your income qualifies. Traditional IRA if you're above the Roth limits. The contribution limit is $7,000 per year. That's about $580 per month. Set up an automatic transfer. First of the month, $580 moves from checking to your IRA. Month 3 to 6, build toward your target. Maybe you can't jump straight to $2,000 a month. That's okay. Start with $500. That's still twice what the average 25-year-old invests. Next month, push it to $700. Then $1,000. Every raise you get? Increase your contribution before you increase your lifestyle. Month 6 and beyond, automate everything and step back. Paycheck hits your account on the 15th. Automatic transfer to investments happens on the 16th. Never rely on willpower. Never rely on, I'll remember to invest this month. Automate it. Review it quarterly. But don't tinker. Don't try to time the market. Here's what your timeline looks like. Years 1 through 3, you'll hit $100,000. Years 4 through 6, you cross $300,000. Now you're seeing 5-figure gains in good years. Years 7 through 10, $600,000. The compound effect is screaming now. Years 11 through 15, you break $1 million. You're not 10 years behind. You're 6 years from catching up. And then you're permanently ahead. Okay, real talk for a second. This strategy only works if you have the income advantage. If you're 35 and you can still only invest $300 a month, you'll need a different approach. Maybe a side hustle, maybe real estate, maybe building a business. But if you're making $50,000, $70,000, $100,000 or more, if you have a stable career and you've been feeling like you missed the boat, you have a weapon that those 25-year-olds don't have. The best time to start investing was 10 years ago. We all know that. The second best time is today. But if you're 35 or older with a stable income and the discipline that comes with age, you're not starting from behind. You are starting from strength. Those people who started at 25, they wish they had your earning power. They wish they had your discipline. They wish they had your knowledge. You have all three. Use them. Drop your age in the comments. Hit that subscribe button if this video changed how you see your financial future. You've got this.